Yes, we're live again. Alright, good afternoon. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock here. And I only have about 20 minutes before I have to pick up my daughter. Because it's terrible weather today and I'm picking up with the car. So I need to get going very soon. So I really hope we can fix this board here in issue 6, another one, in 20 minutes. Let's see about that. I'm not sure how many people can actually watch the stream live because most of you are probably working, but let's just do this and I hope you like it. Okay, let's zoom out a bit so we can get this board going. I hope the audio is okay. I think so. OBS says so it should be fine. Right, first let's do a quick test on the test bench here and see what this board actually does. Right, so yesterday we finished 2, took a lot of time. So this board is does have all the voltages, which is good. Forgot to plug in the ULA chip. But we don't have any video output. It is working, as you can hear. It's starting up the die card ROM. So probably there's only something wrong with video output. So let's focus on that first before doing anything else. Of course, I don't know if all the RAM chips are okay, but we'll find out after we fix the video output. For that, we need a schematic. Hey Ben, good afternoon. Let's see. Let's get an issue 6A schematic again. Oh, there it is. So we're focusing on video output. We know there is a clock signal, so we do not have to check that part of the circuit. But we have to focus on video output. And there are 2 transistors that could be a reason, so TR8 and TR9. I don't think the LM1889 could be the cause, because that's only for color output. Otherwise we should get a black and white picture. And we have TR1 and TR2 as well. I think those are the 2 that are mainly important, because they're just in front of the modulator. Obviously I need to check if the connection is alright, so maybe it is just something simple that's wrong here, because I didn't modify this board and it seems someone pulled out, oh you cannot see it, someone pulled out all the internals from the modulator, which is really not needed, but okay. It happened to this one, and other than that I cannot see anything wrong with it at this moment. It could be a good idea to measure if the output actually makes contact, which might not be there, so let's check that. Hey Mark! Let's check that first. Oh. No contact here. Should that be connected or not? Or maybe it shouldn't. Let me check. No, there's something else. So it's the track on the board is actually at the bottom of the board, and it's hard to reach it because this wire here is, this insulation of it is in the way. But we have a connection, so that is not a problem. The ground is also present, so that's not the issue here. I think we are going to replace those 2 transistors and test again. I don't see anything wrong with this cabling here. Right, so TR1 and 2 are here, which are ZTX 313s. I had the box here yesterday, so let me grab it again. And let's replace 2 and see what happens. We could replace them one by one, but I got so many spares here, so I think I would just replace them both. Right. It would be nice if we can fix this board within 20 minutes because yesterday we took about 2.5 hours or something like that to partially finish that other issue 6A board. In the end we succeeded. I say we because you were there as well, but 2.5 hours is way too long to make profit on such a board. But for the love of ZX Spectrums we do it anyway. Alright, holes are open. Oh, dropping my brush here. I wish I had more space. Space is always a problem. Let me check. This one should be orientated this way. I always start with soldering one leg, the other one's from the other side, which is easier to reach. And this one. Of course, I could write down values, what you should be able to measure from a reference board, measure on the pins of the transistor and so, but often it's just easier to replace the part that is most likely to have failed, and that's what I do. Not that I can't follow a schematic or measure or something like that, but it's just sometimes easier and also does the job, so why not? But some people don't like doing repairs before knowing exactly what part is failing. And I don't blame them, it's just a different way of doing it. And for me it's a business, so I need to spend as little time as possible, but keeping quality, obviously. Quality for me is important. And so I use a lot of IPA to keep make boards clean. Right, so we got 2 new transistors, or not new, but they have been tested and now working. So let's get to the test bench again and see what happens now. Oops. All right. Do we get an output or not? Yeah, we got. So that was an easy one. Let's see if everything in the board is working. I don't have a ROM yet. And there's one upper RAM chip that's not that nice. It's socketed and I don't like that, you know that. You know that from me. And I will insert a ROM in a second. Okay, we are failing upper RAM. Not sure which one it could be. Maybe that one that has been replaced. It says bit 2. Nope, it's this one here. Let me check again. It's always important that we have the same error over and over again before replacing that part, because it could be another cause which is fooling us and putting us in the wrong direction. So bit 2, it says 0, 1, 2. This one here, I should think. And these are type 4s, the same as yesterday, which is kind of a pity because I know I'm short types 4, but anyway. I could drop in another one, but maybe no, this is also 4. Let me check if I can find a board with a 4 once again. I have to move all the other repairs aside. Alright, let's grab this board here. It's an issue 2, but it got the chips that we need. So let's use that one. Okay, I got about 10 minutes left. Can we do it in 10 minutes? Let's find out. And in the meantime, I will replace some other parts like the voltage regulator. So I will write down that this one is okay, and this one is not, probably. So. And I will get out this one here, which obviously I don't know if it's working, but it's a guess. And because we have a socket here, I will use that socket to test another chip. That's a good idea, I think. and we will put this one here, which is known probably working, because the board didn't give us an error on that bit. I just have to get that one out, and then we're good to go. What I will also do nowadays is replace the DC socket, because it's corroded a lot on about all ZX Spectrums that come in. So, it smells deadly. So I replaced those as well, but that's for finishing work. Not really important at this moment. For once, it's good to have a board that's easy to fix, other than the one yesterday. And when everyone is home, in about an hour, I will probably do the ZX HD production, which I promised, which is also cool to do. And I did some other stuff like Harlequin kits today and whatnot. There's so much work. Alright. Okay, I got a 28-pin socket here for the ROM, so let's do that as well. It's clean. And often when you finish working on a board and you start final testing, for example, you find out that the M1 line of the Z80 CPU is not working, so you also have to replace the Z80 CPU. It wouldn't surprise me if that board from yesterday also, I think we already replaced the Z80, so that's not a problem, but it happens a lot. It's really a pain in the ass because it's cost me so much time, but anyway, we have to do that. Hey Owen. Yeah, this is, seems like an easy board, but I got plenty of boards left to work on, but not now. And why not? Because I have a stack already finished boards on the shelf. If you want a completely refurbished board, you can find them on zxspectrum.shop. You can choose which revision you like, you prefer, and I make sure that I have them in stock. If I don't have the one in stock, I will just remove the option for the time being. But at the moment I've got about all board revisions in stock, except obviously issue 5 and issue 1s. To remove the speaker for a bit. And I always replace the solder on the pins here because it's very old. It smells deadly. Okay, about less than 10 minutes left. This is fun. Working against the clock. But I promised I would do more live repairs and other stuff, and I'm going to do it. Just need to get some, what do you call it? I have to get used to doing it every day, something like that. And I hope the stack of repairs won't dry up, otherwise I cannot make videos of that. But if the repairs are done in a couple of weeks, well, I can work on new stuff, new developments, so I won't be bored at all, and I will share as much as I can, and I hope you like that. What I'm doing now is a fix for div-IDE interfaces. For some ROMs have a low power state, and if they're in that state, It will take some more time to get out of, and the ByteDelight interfaces expect the ROM to be present when it's paged in, and not after a couple of nanoseconds. So it gives some problems with any C-ROMs, for example, and these EPROMs. So hence I do this fix, which fixes both. That's nice. Okay, that's done. Right, so let's get the chip out. Yeah, let's do it by hand because it's only one chip. It's 16 pins, so should be easy enough. Maybe I'll grab my Japanese solder remover, but let's try it with this one first. Yeah. Cannot reach the pins. The nozzle is too big. Let me find the other one. Where did I leave it? Here it is. I think Peter recommended me this one, and I do like it, but it has a tendency of getting clogged up quite quickly, and so I prefer the other one for most of the work. Oh. Too much water. I'm making a mess here. I think you should be able to get it out. Otherwise you can just cut pins if you want to. Oh, it's easy. Very easy. Another that chip. So this one should be working. Let's hope so. And we'll test the other one that we pulled from the other board, or we're going to pull from the other board, in the socket, and remove the socket later. First we have to know if all the chips are working. If I can get it in. Some pins are slightly bent, but I win. Alright, it's looking good. Now let's get the spare chip. Oh, it has been soldered in. Okay. Oh man, this board is terrible. Oh, look at the damage here. Okay, I'm not going to use this board anyway, so we can get the chips out without feeling bad for this one. This board is terrible. Someone has worked on this and it looks like garbage, and the holes can't be opened. Oh my god, I hope I can get this out. This is a hard one because the holes are still closed. Maybe the person who did this soldered on top as well, which is hard to get rid of then. Could use the machine now, but let's try it. Couple of minutes left. We want to see if it works after this fix. It's really hard. Yeah, it's completely solid on top as well. Dang it. Oh god, guys. There's no reason for that at all. Loads of solder on the top. Okay, I can see holes now, which is good. The only problem is that this socket here is in the way. I'm doing it on the other way, and because I'm going to discard this board anyway, I'm going to just break this part off here, if I can. Sorry board, you won't make it. This board has completely been ruined by someone. But I'm going to use the parts of it. As I say, sometimes this happens, and this is just a terrible board. I'm not going to spend time on this other than getting some parts from the board. Right. What a mess. I think I'm just going to pull hard to get this chip out. Most is empty now, so only two I think that need a bit more. I think we can do it. Yes! So here we have another chip. I hope it's still in good shape. Let's see how the pins are. Quite dirty. But I'm going to give it a try anyway in this state. Let me just bend the pins a bit so they will get in the socket there. It's just temporary, the socket is just for testing. But the only thing I want to know is if we can get this board through the tests, and then I know that it's working. So let's get back. I don't have a crowbar here. This should work. It should boot up just fine, and it does. So that's a good sign. I know already that the board is just functioning perfectly now, because I didn't like me to plug in the keyboard when. Oh my! What did I do? I think it's a chip. Chip is not making good contact, but it's not a big deal. It's just temporary, the socket. We want to know if the chip is working. Right. There's a ROM in, so it shouldn't give the error for the ROM. Let's see, that works. No red border yet, so looks like another board which is working now. Yes. So that was easy enough. Okay, I'm happy. And just in time, because now I really have to get out into the car and get my daughter from school in the terrible bad weather outside. Alright, so this was a short one. Guys, again, I will get back with more work.